Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I do feel super cringe recording myself, but I went through my YouTube archive and I found a video of me 3 years ago doing the exact same thing and feeling the exact same way. And I had told myself that if I didn't do it today, I wouldn't do it tomorrow and much less the next day. So I guess history repeats itself. I keep like recording and re-recording, but I low-key have to hurry up because I have a baby kitten and I have to go feed him. So essentially what I'm going to do today is just word vomit. Over the past few days, I have been able to I don't know, collect my thoughts and jot them down. And I didn't come up with a groundbreaking epiphany, and I won't be sharing esoteric knowledge, but I don't know. I think I would feel a little bit better just talking to my camera about it, putting a pin in it, and keeping it in my archive for myself and the 10 people who will watch it. So without further ado, my first thought, it's gonna sound so performative, but I'm so deadass. Please just hear me out. My first thought is that enlightenment is not something that we can come to learn or gain. It's something that already dwells within us, and that's super important as in regards to what I'm talking about today. I'm sorry. So the meat and potatoes of what I'm going to talk about today is attachment, and more so how I feel I'm getting over attachment. I believe that we attach ourselves to, more so unhealthily attach ourselves to things and people and situations because we fear that we lack, whether it be that we lack control, whether it be that we lack love, whether it be whatever. We attach ourselves to things because we fear that we are lacking something ourselves and that thing can provide it for us. A lot of the times we kind of just want to control that thing, and that's why we're so heavily attached to it and so consumed by it. But I think healing starts when you observe why exactly you are attached to that thing. All of this negative emotion that you attach to your attachment, or that comes with your attachment, creates resistance between you and that attachment that inevitably pushes you further from the thing that you're attached to. You're essentially moving backwards because you are so anxious about this thing, because you are so obsessive and in need for control over something you do not have control over. You put this attachment on a pedestal because of how much energy you put into it, when in reality that attachment really is nothing so great, nothing so out of the ordinary. It is you and your emotions towards this attachment that make this thing as great as you believe it to be. So I guess my way to get over this is observing the negative thoughts and realizing that fear creates resistance, and realizing that fear keeps you further from your attachments, puts this strain between you and the thing that you're attached to. I feel like after you realize that, the next best thing you can do is weigh out your options and try to come to this neutral feeling instead of this overwhelming fear. The neutral feeling stems from accepting both. Oh my fuck, what is that? I'm so sorry, a scary ass bug landed on the picnic table and I just don't want to be around it. But a neutral feeling will stem from accepting the worst case scenario and the best case scenario. Overthink the positive, overthink the negative, but most importantly, feel both. More importantly than feeling both, feel the negative. Feel out that worst case scenario. Literally accept it as if it was reality. Feel out that negative emotion and feel out that negative outcome. And eventually, you'll start to accept it. You'll start to accept it because you'll start trusting in your ability to feel such a heavy emotion, to handle such a heavy outcome. But you really have to put yourself in those shoes of the worst possible outcome. And once you reach that state of acceptance, you'll start to find that all those negative feelings, all of that anxiety starts to subside. Sorry, I'm low-key reading my notes. They start to subside because you're no longer creating that tension. There is a reason you are feeling this fear towards this attachment. You have to allow yourself to feel the underlying reason, the underlying sensation behind your fear of losing this attachment, of not having control over this attachment. Your fear and your energy is what puts this imaginary need for this attachment into play. There is no need for the attachment. I'll get there, hold on. My notes get kind of messy here, but I guess I'll start here. There's no need for that attachment because everything that you fear you are lacking and your reason for holding on to this attachment can be found and traced right back into you. Once you feel out that heavy emotion, you'll start trusting in your ability to feel. And I think hand in hand with that, we need to put our trust into something that's greater than we are. There's only so much we can do. So once we accept that we can feel these things, what do we do? What do we do with this person that we love so much? What do we do with this cope that we love so much? What do we do with it? We leave it in the hands of something bigger than we are. Putting your faith in something bigger than you are, it looks different to everyone. I think it's pretty unique to you and what you choose to put your faith in. I put my faith in God. I do believe that we just have one God, and I do believe He is like the creator of everything. So I don't know any better place to cast my anxieties onto. I feel like if anyone is fit to hold that kind of weight, it's Him and Him alone. So I definitely put my trust in God and my ability to feel emotion. And I think that's just like the second step towards getting over your attachment. Third and last step would be heart coherence and feeling it fully. And it just circles back to what I was talking about earlier. Everything you want is, you already have it. Your ability to love, your ability to forgive, your ability to feel gratitude. Absolutely everything that you're seeking from someone else or from your unhealthy attachment, you can find very full while in yourself. You were created just fine. You were created with all of these things. You seek these things, but they all resonate within you. I don't even know if I'm making sense anymore. But I guess essentially when you come to realize that this attachment isn't really all that great, it's just this pedestal that you've placed it on that creates this warped reality, and all of the things that you're projecting onto them are just a mirror reflection of you. I guess you'll come to the conclusion, or you'll learn to start decreasing the importance of this attachment, or you'll realize that the importance of this attachment isn't really all that important, and it has far less to do with the attachment and so much to do with you. Regardless of the outcome that comes to be of you and your unhealthy attachment, you are going to be just fine. Everything's going to be just fine. And I guess the greatest part about all of this, and I think what's kept me afloat more than anything, is that I get to choose what everything means. I'm so sad this is not real. I literally walked and recorded so much and none of the audio recorded. People can only meet you as far as they meet themselves. And a wise friend of mine once told me that some people have depth and some people just have trauma. Some people just don't have the emotional capability to have depth, thus they are just stuck with trauma. They use it to excuse and justify their actions. It becomes a personality trait of theirs. Some even identify with it. One thing I won't do is sit here and call out the shortcomings of others. But I guess just to wrap it up and my final thoughts, identity is important. Do not let your trauma identify who you are. Grow from it. You are given the opportunity daily to do so. One thing that I'm really glad that I can identify with is love, and I didn't do that on my own. In fact, I am a very spiteful, prideful, arrogant person. But through Christ, I'm able to love unconditionally. I've always loved so much, but to understand what love is and to understand the love that has been extended to me, I can extend and exert outwards, is one of the greatest blessings I've ever had, and that is one thing that I do choose to identify with. I've learned so much through my walk with God, and I hope to talk so much more about it. I know this video was a mess and just word vomit, but nonetheless, I'm glad I recorded it. I hope I can edit it to a point where it makes sense, and I look forward to recording so many more and just, I don't know, putting my thoughts onto video, because I do think that it helps. Thank you if you watched this far. I hope you have a really blessed rest of your night. Bye.